Thank you for coming on into the live and sharing your essence with me in this eternal moment, of which we all share an inextricable and inexorable part. Thank you for doing your part, for coming on in each and every day, and we'll do the same without wasting a single second of your time. Bada bing, bada boom, into the charts we go. So yesterday, just after the live stream ended, we talked about going down and possibly bouncing off the 786, and we sure as heck did. After we closed the candle above it, we went a little bit deeper than the 786 for those 786 players, and then we closed the candle above it, and it was gone to the upside from there. And we had a little bit of chop suey that we got caught up in, but today's a new day and a new opportunity, so we will wash it off and start fresh as a new day is upon us. So where do we go from here? Do we continue to the upside into some of these fair value gaps and previous week highs from 2 weeks ago, or end these fair value gaps up at 290 and 402 and 593 and so on and so forth? Or do we retrace down into some of the vectors below? Let's go ahead and make the vectors clear for us to see on some time frames here. First and foremost, we got one right about there, but let's go see how it exists on lower time frames. Looks like you got one from the 79 region, basically in that candle here that you could come back to, and you have another one in here. So we'll just make these evident as fair value gaps if we decide to retrace into these pools. That run up was mighty strong, so coming back into those regions could be something to see, a sight for sore eyes. So also, if we look at the ATAS footprint chart, currently on the session delta we are at a negative 800 in sell side as we retrace into the sells slightly here on this impulse down on the 2 minute. If you go back to the previous daily session, we were basically 7,000 in buy side as we were coming back here. Let's go all the way back to the beginning if we can. Come on, shouldn't be that difficult. I guess it only has the data for this session right now. But we basically went into the 8,000 buy side range. We kept getting a buy side inefficiency the entire way up. So coming back into a sell side inefficiency for the session would not be obscene to think. As you see some sells peeling off here as we retrace back up here, this could be longs taking profit and or shorts entering in as they make the sell side the target, perhaps. So, or how deep of the retrace are we getting here? Let's go ahead and throw on the momentum, but first and foremost, let's go into the Ninja Trader chart of the Renko momentum style here, the noise reduction of the Renko. Previous settlement line for the day is here at 187, so coming back to that settlement line, and possibly the previous day settlement line at 112 from Friday. You have a 200 SMA down at the 125 region on the Renko charts that we could draw down into. We did not sweep the lows here just yet, so coming down and sweeping this liquidity zone could be a C wave down here. Let's go into the momentum and turn on our heads up display here. Boom, boom, boom. So you're getting 7 time frames overbought. What does this mean exactly? Well, if we go to the quick guides here, then we can see that the quick guide here, you have the circles with the two lower time frames exhausted, and the diamonds with the medium time frames exhausted, and the X's with the lower and the medium together, when you get them all combined with our time frames combined, we are exhausted stochastic array. And if you go into the link in the description for more, momentummaster.info, you can scroll down to features and toggle the stochastic array. It does work on all assets. We did see nukes on the Nasdaq before we dropped and rockets before we surged. We have all those links visible to see, and yeah, you can read about each of these components as they come into prominence, most notably the trend cloud and the baselines, as we use those a lot for the scalping strategy here. All right, so now this underbelly of the dragon that you see, this Puff the Magic Dragon looking entity here, as price action undulates, we can start to see where it wants to go. Let's go ahead and mark off our hour of power here in about an hour's time from now. So we got 30 minutes till the open, then the drive, and where do we take it? So are we taking this to the downside in a C continuation down into these fair value gap pools? We very well could. But it looks like you have a fair value gap up here on the 2 minute to retrace into as well. So you could retrace into this 215 level and possibly take it to the downside into the pools for this A, B, C continuation idea. Just spitballing here, no bias, no wish, flat as a board here. Yeah. Give me 1 second, let me check something really quick. All right. Give me 1 second. Sorry about that, folks. Okay, just making sure everything's set up properly. Not displaying anything personal, you know what I mean? All right, so putting this ATOS back up so we can observe the footprints as we go. Shout out to everyone here. What's up, what's up? Okay. Alrighty then. Oops, that should be a 1 minute. This is the one we want to change to 30 seconds. Okay. Ultimate TV 9000, thank you for stopping on in. Trash consolidation equals B wave. Trash consolidation equals B wave. Getting some bullish divergence on the 1 minute that's building here. If we go ahead and take a look at the 4 minute, we have a cross up event of the baseline holding thus far as the price action comes back into the trend dots of the bearish nature, possibly trying to shift this cloud and come back higher. The cloud is mighty thick though, so getting a rejection off that cloud, even if you spike up, you could be getting a rejection fake out. But the insinuation of the battering up against it multiple times and the curvature here on the 4 minute does suggest some sort of attempt at a reversal to continue to the upside on this 4 minute. Let's go ahead and take a look at the ATOS. We are at 1,000 contracts of sell side imbalance for the session. We retraced into 257 sell side contracts with that drop there, meaning we stopped out some longs, most likely dollar cost average trapped guys up above. So they could go down for one more test of their resolve and providing them this hopium dream of a bounce. Of people longing tops here. We had previous six flashes, 6 time frames overbought. Flash here, not once but twice they gave you that signal at that resistance level, and sure enough, boom, dropped to the downside pre-market. I was working at that time, so I missed it, but it's all good. There's opportunities afoot everywhere. The world is an oyster. Reclaiming the cloud on the 30-second and the 1 minute here, potentially speaking. Cross up of the baselines, reclaiming the trend dot. And it's just simple trend dot to trend dot to trend dot to trend dot right now, range trading. How's everyone doing out there? Hopefully good in the hood. We're gonna wet the whistle a little bit. So there's a lot of like cells peeling off at the tops here. Momentum possibly shifting in the bullish narrative. Bulls probably peeling off, creating momentum to the downside as well on top of shorts. So it could be paying the short idea more. Cloud is shifting here in a manner, getting beneath it. So by the way this chop is looking, and we're beneath this 50 SMA, if we come up to that 207 region and reject, that would be the ideal short entry. 207 would put you just above this adaptive moving average and rejecting off the adaptive. So if you reject off the adaptive for the third time, you got one, 2, and potentially a third hit to this region to look out for. You got the bearish trend in effect on the 4 minute. So once again, just talking about how it could come up to continue down. And the same dealio as before, because we forgot it a few streams ago and missed that easy 236 idea. Impulse retrace continuation. 190, the line in the sand here. Just giving the chop suey in the pre-market. Definitely wouldn't want to be trading this algorithmic noise right now unless you're playing it real tight, but then the fees could eat you up. Let me just make sure this is properly set to MNQ. Okay, MNQ is good. Good. Making that pierce above the cloud, the Pierce-Brosnan effect. Give me a second once again, sorry. Pardon me. Okay, we're back. "15 minutes for the open. So the equilibrium zone is at the 204 region, which we previously hit once, twice, and this is the third time. Third time most likely going to break above that equilibrium of the impulse to the downside into the pocket region. The fair value gap at 215 also coincides with the 0.66 of the fib retracement into this region. We're currently at the adaptive on the 1 minute. This little footprint chart is also link in the description, 14-day free trial for the ATAS platform. And you can see all this beautiful happiness of where the delta is within the candles. where imbalances lie, 1K imbalance to sell side, so they started to take it to the buy side. Then when they start to reclaim that buy side, hopefully they come back into the sell side, and then you can kind of see these ideas form of what's happening inside the candle, how many contracts are where, and how many of them are buys versus sellers. So 168 buy contract imbalance inside this candle, reclaiming some of that 1000 sell side for the session. Coming back to a point of control, the point of control at VWAP at 208, point of control at 215, value area high 224, value area low 188. Coming back to that 207 SMA, 207.40 would also be the VWAP zone. Let's go minimize the toss and see the 8 bar here. Engineering some liquidity on both sides, most likely coming up to that 200 SMA, that 50 on the 16 bar. $10 minutes. It's funny, the equilibrium is kind of that 236, so it's almost like the 236 is that equilibrium break that insinuates that truth of the downside or not. $10 minutes. Okay. Cloud on the 30-second picking up steam here. 1 minute also getting that volume weighted goodness of the trend cloud. We came back above the 4 minute here. So even if you manage to pierce up into those Fibonacci levels, the golden pocket, this fair value gap at 215, the idea of coming back to kiss the cloud at some point is generally what we do as a courtesy to the cloud. To test the bullish nature of things. Let me just make sure this is interesting. The 0.5 is slightly lower than the 236, so it gives you that front run idea. In no man's land for me personally, just waiting, observing, seeing where price action wants to go pre-market. Let's go ahead and pull up the ATAS as we do that. Basically breaking even on all of these contracts in these 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 minutes of price action, not imbalanced in delta to either side really. Coming back to the cloud on the 30-second here, could get a little bit of a bounce off that cloud. Oof, they went all the way down to that 1 minute cloud. Basically coming to that 30-second super trend. Is it going to break and hold that? Or is it going to get an order block kiss off the point of control here at 195? Just stopped out 140 in sell side. Of that 168 that pinged in here, they went and stopped out 140. Now going back into the point of control and below third hit to the high, idea complete. Coming beneath the bearish 236 level at 190. Aggressively moving to the sell side. Now 1K imbalance to sell side liquidity for the session. Coming back beneath the value area low. 5 minutes to open. Basically range trading, idiot boxing, whatever you want to call it. Let's just pull up DXY in this little window here and just see what the DXY is doing. DXY very much in the similar situation, except in the reverse manner, looking to bullishly ABC its way out of here in this way. Whoa, what did I do? I did not want to set an alarm there. Yes. So very much like this is ABCing to the downside, the DXY looks to be doing the opposite, which makes sense for the risk on assets taking a hit as DXY goes up, perhaps. We were putting out the projection earlier today for Bitcoin to come down. We were saying watch out for that cloud kiss. The kiss would possibly reject off the Fibonacci level. We said an extended M, but anything's possible, and it did reject down. Now we're coming back to another Fibonacci level on BTC. Coming back to that 4-minute cloud now on the Heikiashi, reclaiming that 236 level. 3 minutes, less than 2 minutes 30 seconds until market open. So they went back into another 230 contracts in the sell side for that value area low hit, boom, and then now starting to come back into the buy side again. Still negative 1K on the sell side liquidity, so they could surge up a little bit more and recoup some of that sell side imbalance for the delta for the session. Once again, looking at the 215 range for this impulse golden pocket region. And 1 minute inbound. Hey, what's up to all viewers watching? And last 1 minute. Basically chopping up both sides. Let's go see. We got an indecision on the 4 minute yet again. So let's go see what the ATAS has to say for itself. 206.70 in sell side, taken back in this immediate hit to the point of control here. So a lot of laddered in shorts that they hit there by the looks of it, because they had already previously come down. So these sell side were either the stopped out longs here or already triggered shorts. So this immediate hit was people triggering into the idea of a short, and so they're taking them for a ride going into the open, going up to that region now, making them pay the price. $400 buy side reclaimed there. Was that the first pivot right there? And then we're going to reject and go hit the sell side indefinitely, or are we going to chop it up here for a little while? Looks like they're moving with aggression off that golden pocket region, off the 618.65 hit. This white line is the 236 bearish trend base fib level. If we break below that with conviction, we could be seeing some retrace into the sell side. Otherwise, we could be continuing up further. Just basically coming up to the VWAP here at 207 and rejecting between the point of control and VWAP right now. Ping-ponging liquidity just in that 2-minute candle to the upside was 445 buy side triggered. This wick to the downside was 213 sell side, so they went up, triggered some shorts that were laddered in and went and took them for a ride, and now they're possibly going back down to trigger some more as people ladder in. So the professional traders laddered their sells and shorts on both sides and switched up positions and caused this wick wackiness to occur as they try to guess their way into the open. Starting to see this cloud bounce idea fulfill itself on the 4-minute. Possibly coming up to that gap. And we came up to the gap and the 706 hit. Starting to pierce up into the deep retrace territory, so we're going to see this 706 as the idea here. We now came into that fair value gap, hit it for 30 seconds, now 1 minute closed beneath it. So we could be doing that retrace pivot to the downside if it does reject here. We're just going to let it percolate a little bit because this 4-minute cloud is seeing some volume here on the 4-minute PVSRA candles here, as you see them green. Triggering some sell side here. 300 contracts in sell side. Getting some bullish divergence overall on our oscillators here on the 30-second. Was that it? That all she wrote? Starting to cross down on the 1 minute here. And see a rejection off the 50, potentially speaking, and the 200 region. Do we see some acceleration to the downside here? First one of the night. And success it is. Boom. Let's just make sure the account is flat. It is not. Too fast for my own good. All right, so came and triggered 1,000 in delta there in sell side as we broke the value area low. 265 stopped out in sell side at 182.
Fatality.
And now they could be rejecting and coming back up, which is why you can be right even if you're wrong, if you reward yourself with the proper ATM. And they're still getting some bullish divergence on my oscillator here. So if it does maintain this level, they could have just taken the sell side. They're still maintaining the 4-minute cloud here. I was just looking for acceleration beneath that 236. This 236 raises now as we move it up here actually. So technically we are beneath the 236 of the high we hit. So I should have been looking for it there if I raised it up as I was going. Note to self. And we reclaimed that fair value gap, so this fair value gap has been requited. Let's go see what the ATAS has to say for itself. Negative 2K in sell side now as they trapped some sells and or stopped out longs down here. Some more sells coming to fruition here. It's just a lot of wick wackiness. Bearish divergence on the 1 minute here that started to form. Overall engineering more sell side to possibly take it higher. If you hold this cloud on the 4 minute, this could be a larger term surge up. But rejection of the 786, trend-based fib levels to the downside still maintaining here. Let's go to the Ninja Lenko stuff, rejecting off of the SMA, just trading beneath it. How's everyone doing? What's up, CNC? How's everything in your neck of the woods? Starting to reject the 1 minute cloud here. 1 minute cloud is above price action. Same on the 30-second, starting to insinuate some bearishness if you can't get above it. We are beneath that 50 SMA, coming up to that VWAP here on the ATAS here. There is 331 sell side as we drop, so that's likely shorts that they're trying to test the waters on. Let's go see how this one plays out. No acceleration. I'd like to see it. Rejection of the point of control and success. Let's make sure it is flat. No, it's not yet again. Too fast for my own good. All right. Okay, so that was 2 for 2. Just taking little bits here and there as it breaks that 50 SMA. This could be continuing to break here, break down. Negative 2K in contracts. They keep playing with the negative sell side though and not revving it up, so it could be a trap to reverse and go higher. Take that sell side for a ride, that session delta. And sure enough, as we say that, coming back above the 50 SMA and taking them for a ride a little bit. This was reclaimed, so we're going to delete it. It's in the past. We're still holding that cloud on the 4 minute, just creating a bunch of 4, 8, 12, 16 minute of consolidation basically. All right, 3 minutes till the 15-minute candle closes. We're going to chill out for a little bit. Most likely going, it looks like they're trying to squeeze some of that sell side we just talked about. At the 706, can you get it to the 786 at 223? Coming up to that 786 level. Let's go see what type of contracts are triggered at that level. Okay, so you got about 400 contracts in buy side inefficiency coming in here on this 2 minutes above the VWAP at the value area high at the 786 level. Still negative 2K in sell side for the session for that drop down. Coming to the 886 perhaps, or slightly higher. This is going to close out the 15 minutes strong and trigger some algorithmic fun. 45 seconds. Ah. 786 rejection, perhaps. So they triggered 537 in that 2 minute candle here in buy side. Could have been the shorts that they squeezed up and or trapping longs, and now they're coming back to test more shorts adding. That was 133 in a buy side order that entered right there at 204. Inversion to the upside here. Where did the majority think it's going? Majority thinking higher or lower? Bounce off the cloud on the 30-second and the 1 minute and the 4 minute here, possibly going higher. We'll take it. Cloud bounce it is. Let's go. 3. Could take it. in the face here, who knows? It's the point of control we're at right now, triggering in some buys. I'm one of them. Oop, looks like it's going to drift into my stop unless it accelerates here. All right, let's do it. Acceleration to the upside, mon ami. So what are we looking at really? We're looking at this cloud bounce on the 30-second. We're going to zoom in for you, but it's looking like it's going to reject right here. Coming back to my stop. Oh, just stopped me out. So that was first loss, no biggie. Still positive. All right, so we're coming back beneath the SMA here. So what are we looking at? We're seeing this little bounce off the cloud idea, but the baselines are crossing against us. So we're not getting congruent signals here. So this is not our normally scheduled program here. All right, we're just gonna chill right now. Reassess, fresh. What's up to all three of you? Cross down to the baseline on the 30-second and the 1 minute here. Possibly getting that suppression like water trickling down a mountain. We'll see. Rejection off of the 786 level of the fib impulse to the downside here. A deep retrace. An ABC continuation idea if you fail the 236, which we have been doing at 210. All right. Oof. All right, that was second loss. 50% now for the day. Negative $30. Let's move this a little bit different here. 10 minutes till the hourly closes. So if we zoom out here, we're getting some bullish divergence here that originally formed and then started to play out. Further bullish divergence leading into bearish that kept building this bullish divergence into the open that keeps pushing us higher. Starting to get less volume here as we go higher here. Alrighty then. second hit to the 786. I'll tell you what, take it. We're doing a wide stop this time because I want to be able to let it breathe a little bit and close it manually, because my what's it called is acting weird, funky. We are kind of holding that SMA though. Wait a minute, I don't want to play against the SMA. Sorry, I'm gonna close this for a loss here real quick and reassess. Unless we start to rev out to the downside here, back to my entry immediately. Yeah, I'm gonna take this L real quick. Yeah, I'm not going to play against the SMA here, as it reclaimed the SMA on the 16 bar. And the point of control and the VWAP also got reclaimed. So we're going to chill a little bit here. Wait for a little bit more confluence within our actual system rather than degen mode. So we'll count that as a loss. So that was a 2 for 3, or 2 for 5 rather. Yeah, reclaiming the clouds and everything. I don't want to play against the clouds and the SMAs, like this reclaiming thing. Like, what am I doing? Like, trying to play against that. You'd want to see the opposite effect. Like, let's go over here. So, for example, where would it good? Yeah, like where the baseline, well, it hasn't even happened yet, but where this cloud is thinning and you break beneath it, and then you're taking this rev to the downside from the thinning cloud to the opposite manner. Now it's thickening up. Why would I be shorting that exactly? We're holding the trend cloud nicely, so I don't want to trade against my own indicators now, do I? I was too fixated on this 786, and I was like not looking at my own stuff, you know what I mean? Like, they still have negative 2K in session that they could requite here. We got 3 minutes and 40 seconds for the hourly close. We were chop, 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 and then chop, chop, and then we're starting to make higher lows in this little microstructure to potentially drift into the buy side now. So positioning into a potential bounce idea. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, we've been hitting the what's it called, too much. So the 786. So we're likely gonna break right through it. We're getting like let's just let it breathe a little bit. Trust in trend cloud, we will trust for now. I'll move the stop as I see fit into profit if it does, or cut it if it breaks. As of right now, we don't have any indecision on the 4-minute, and the cloud is still healthy, so we're going to just look at the trend dot now appearing on the optima for a green dot. Oh, flash for a split second of the momentum on the quantum level, sub 1 minute time frames. Does it hold? Why is the 30-second giving me a blurb here? 2 minutes. Took us a little bit to align with our own indicator here, with the trend cloud slowly drifting up here on the 4-minute, suggesting it's going to go higher. We can at least put this to break even now. Chances of it going down 40 ticks from this exact moment may be slim. And here we go, rev to the upside. So that was what shook me loose, was the own SMA here on this coming up above the SMA on the 16 bar. And I was like, wait, I'm trading against my trend cloud too, because this is essentially my trend cloud. What am I doing? And then I closed the short and just went long, because get rid of that Fibonacci. It's done. It's done with. And now we are ripping it to the upside. And this 4-minute cloud had you at hello. We're going to just post that idea of the trend cloud here coming into fruition. Woohoo! Lovely. So I believe it peeled off one contract, and the stop loss is in profit on the remaining 2. And now we are positive for the day. And that's what's all that matters. I think that is 3 for 6, so you can even be like 50%. It's all about taking those little cuts so that when the other one rips, you can be poised for greatness. Small cuts, and then we locked in 86, so even if it retraces here, it's all good. I'd like to see more acceleration personally, at least to 150 would be nice. The shorts just can't believe it, can they? They're just like, we're not retracing at all. It's like, it doesn't have to if you provide the liquidity to. And you had 2,000 in sell side imbalance to come into, so yeah, why not? Now we're down to 352. We have requited that 2,000 contracts of sell side, turning it into buy side, which means the sells, the shorters, have to buy at a loss and liquidate their account.
Fatality.
And that's what happens with the market. It is a auction theory place, manipulated by the hedge funds and the algorithms to give them the best entries and the most profits. We have another level up here at 265. This is a daily structure. And then it's going to peel off another one up here at 149 ticks. Good, good, good. All good in the hood. Boom. And now the runner is doing its business. Nice. Can't complain about that. Okay. Now 170 ticks up on the runner. Shout out to anyone that is in this as well. We're coming back to a daily resistance level. So this kept going higher and I kept raising this, so this bearish idea was just getting negated upon negated until we realized our trend cloud and we were like, why are we trading against our own indicator? And then we got with the trend and took it to the upside. Now 180 ticks up. Oh, started to kick us out there. Now we are out and flat. And it could keep going, but that's all that matters, is that you had the winner. All right, so refresh, reassess. So you had this shift to the upside. Do you have a pullback at some stage? You could kind of realign with the pullback if you're interested, or it's going to potentially just keep going here off of a trend dot. We could kind of align ourselves with the trend dot perhaps. Ultimately not looking to short this just yet. Need to see some more bearish divergence and this white to thicken, because it's mighty bullish in this thickness here, coming above the price channel, ATR based, coinciding with the baselines and the super trend. Coming back to that daily level. I don't even remember how long I've had that on there, but it had to be for a while because we haven't seen this level in a long time. Coming back to a trend dot zone, let's go see what the contracts dragged in. So we're coming back into 500 sell side here, stopping out some of the late longers and inducing some shorts, no doubt. Getting some more buyers to step up to the plate. 200 contracts coming in here. Wow. So the buyers are in control by the looks of it. When the buyers step up, it immediately, it doesn't even go for them. It just kind of reacts as like, okay, we'll stop here. I would rather see more sells enter for me to be interested. So we're back to, we previously came back into some, we had negative sell side, came back to equilibrium to negative 95 on the session. And this is one of those ideas where they keep pinging between the sell, they're going back and creating more sell side imbalance. And then when they create enough, then they get enough fuel to go back into the buy side. Coming back to the channel average and the super trend here, and the cloud on the 30-second. We haven't really gotten a bounce off the cloud just yet, so coming back to kiss it so we're not rude. That would make sense on the 30-second. Is the 30-second enough to bring the bullishness? It also happens to be that super trend here on the, what's it called? Yeah, why not? Let's try it. So this is your cloud kiss idea here, coming to the cloud here for another kind of simple bounce scalp idea. We are counter trading the baselines here, so we have to be careful about this. Holding the super trend also was one clue. Seeing that indecision and then bounce. How much is this going to be? Is it going to provide a double top and some bearish divergence? We'll be quick to close either way. We're not going to take it in the face. Oh yeah, we got to click the clicker. So that is 4 for 7 if it does play out. We'll think positively about it. Currently coming into more sell side here. That 287 pile of buys might be a little bit more too hasty for my entry model. They might come back into this to create some sell side off of that 287 contracts of buys here. We're not going to take this to the face like that. No siree, Bob. You get one more chance to go up, and then I'm closing. So you're still negative 663 in sell side imbalance that they could go back into, even though they're getting a lot of buys into this dip here. They're also stopping out a lot of sellers, as in longs and or inducement of shorts. So we're monitoring. No, the future is not certain. So we always got to be ready to just pivot, 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 pivot. So we're coming back above the trend dot here and the cloud here on the 30-second, still holding strong, still starting to curve a little bit, and you're rejecting off the trend dot. So can we make with some conviction above this 30-second trend dot and start to hold this trend dot on the 1 minute? Getting indecision on the 4 minute, so we are kind of counter trending the end of this move here. So I'm not liking this, so I'm going to close it. You had one last chance, so I'm closing here for a slight loss, 20 ticks. And that is how you just play like the scalp game. All right, so yeah, we were kind of counter trading our certain facets of the indicator. This rejection of the trend dots is also a short idea that we were kind of looking at here. So you can kind of see this not holding the trend dot here. So I was hoping for a bounce off the cloud above, but it did not do that. So we're starting to see this possibility of a C wave. We broke the 1 minute trend dot and the baselines are crossing down here. Getting the indecision on the 4 minute twice in a row here. That indecision showing that the move, the impulse, has done what it needed to do. Came back to that daily resistance level at 265, just about. You're gonna double top here. Looks like you're reclaiming the cloud after stopping fools like me out. But we got the majority of that move, so we're just kind of chilling right now. I don't like counter trend trading the baselines. I like to be in flow with them, so I'd like to see this, you know, fatigue and then enter the possibility of a short, but I don't really want to go against the cloud either, so I'd like to see the thinning and the curvature of this cloud turning to the 3 o'clock level and thinning for that idea to occur. Getting the money stack here, stack. Reclaiming that 1 minute trend dot after doing 1 minute, 2 minutes beneath it. Hey Kluve, what's going on? Cross up of the baselines, now in congruence for a long idea. Yeah, definitely the B wave has come back up to this, so you're making a C potentially coming higher. The initial idea to go long off the trend cloud was correct, but there was a little bit of choppiness we didn't want to endure. Getting some bullish divergence here on the 30-second too, hidden as we're making a higher low and a lower low on the oscillator. Money flowing in and booming to the upside for that continuation idea. So this little indecision 4 minute was just to refuel off of the sell side. Now coming, we generated 907 in sell side liquidity down here, and then started to boom up into that. So now taking back about 400 contracts of that 907 down to 600, so 300 actually. And yeah, starting to make a higher high and a lower high on the oscillator here, creating some slight bearish divergence. Shout out to everyone here. What's up? What's going on? What's happening? What's fresh? What's good in the hood? So we're three for 7, but the last one was a massive, like 100 something ticks, 170 I think, ultimately. So that was a decent recovery. Making a higher high on the price, lower high on the oscillator, creating a bearish divergence crystal for a split second. How high do you run it into this hour of power before the fatigue kicks in? Starting to see the cloud thin a little bit more as per our usual wait, lie and wait idea. Go ahead and see what's in the contracts. Coming back to the buy side after inducing that sell side. Creating a lot of sells inside here as we came back up. And this is how you drift within the trend dots. It just creates more shorts that dollar cost average, and they just drift off their liquidity higher, which is why you don't really want to short when you're in this range. You want to wait for it to come back under the trend dot, because it's trending right now to the upside, particularly on the 1 minute here, which is why we're looking to continue that trend. And then when it dipped below, we didn't want to take that 30 tick to the face idea, so we closed it. Should have waited for a more aggressive entry after it reclaimed. No way to know when that was going to happen in hindsight. The weekly is all in your favor now, so you have the 3-day and the weekly now playing out to the upside. You got these thumbs up on the weekly, which is why we're starting to see this kind of bullish formation here. We came back into the super trend on the 16 and then bounced off the super trend. Next fair value gap up at the 290 region. We could be reclaiming 300. Overall, getting bearish divergence starting to potentially play out. Cloud is starting to thin on the 1 minute here. Money flow above the RSI here. Came back and took 206 of the 388 buy side they took. I like combining the ATAS and what you're looking at here, keeping it on the right hand side. So we're coming back beneath the trend dots. This cloud is thinning on the 30-second. The bearish divergence starting to form. As we said, there's potential to take a little bit of a scalp to the downside. You got to be very, very careful, because they could be just refueling a bullish order block. If one were so inclined, I'm still chilling. I'm not buying it just yet, or should I say I'm not selling it just yet, because we could be just entering into this 1 minute trend dot to continue higher. Channel average and the trend dot here, we're kind of reclaiming it. I'm going to just take it for a scalp. Eight. I'm going to reclaim that one loss, hopefully. Come back above here. Give me a little bit of love here. 22 ticks would be all I ask for here. Come on. Come on. A little bit more acceleration than that. Come on. There we go. There we go. Now the runner's in profit. That is a win. So we are at 8. Basically 4 for 8. Still at the 50th percentile rating for the day, but profitable for the day. So it's all good in the hood. Stopped out there, but it's more likely than not that my thing is not flat. So we will flatten all and go back to that. I don't know what's up with that not flattening thing that happens these days, but it's annoying. So we saw this trend dot reclaiming the channel average of the price channel. ATR based price channel was holding, even though the cloud was thinning, it was still pointing up here. And we were just like, you know what, we'll just take this little scalp here. You know, I don't think the shorts are done yet. They're gonna squeeze them some more, and so they could squeeze them all the way up to 290. We're not gonna stay, you know, glued and fixated in a runner right now. We're just taking little scalps right now. We already took 170 ticks of that, so we're good in the hood. How's everyone doing out there? Hopefully green, green, green. Are you green, Corbin? Getting that flame of the bearish divergence on the money flow. We got 2 money flow divergence formulas inside this quantum time frame of 5 time frames average here. Optima is 5 time frames of average goodness. So you don't need to go to that sub time frame anymore. You can just kind of get that information streamlined to your face. Okay. And yeah, we got another channel average bounce, another dollar cost average short trap. So 134 shorts added there, or got stopped out in long over aggressive longs, and they were like, oh, this is enough for me, order block. And this is how the trend dots just prove true, and you just keep going. And so, you know, people use these, you know, ascending channel, they kind of use these trend lines, right? And they do this themselves manually, but this is an organic one that is ATR based and true and complements the system we use, so even better. So it kind of looks like the underbelly of a whale or something, or a dragon. You got like the scaly side, and you got the underbelly side with the cloud. I like to look at it as a dragon anyway. Price action is this like liquidity dragon. Dragons love money, right? So what better fitting beast to gobble everyone's money than dragon? Like to hoard their gold in the caves. the Dragon of Chaos, the Ouroboros, whatever you want to call it. And we're back at that fair value gap. As soon as we said fair value gap, it was there not even that long ago. A few minutes ago we were talking about that. And we're going higher, up to 300 inbound. And this 2 o'clock cloud on the 1 minute is just not abating at all. It's just pointing to 2, just saying, take me higher. This 4 minute cloud also picked up some steam here, steaming all the way to the upside here. This is a perfect example of how the trend cloud in this chop had you at hello, had we just trusted our own indicators, and the trend cloud here and the holding of this by the 4 minute could have just given the move in advance. The funny thing is our indicator is more accurate than we are sometimes. We engineered something pretty indistinguishable from other stuff, if I do say so myself. Still, you're not making higher highs on the oscillators here, so what's up, everyone? Smurf, what's going on? I didn't see you. How did I miss your comment? So we're getting some buys, but also getting some sells up in this region. Shorts entering and or profit taking on the longs. 230 buys also entering in this new candle, which is definitely a long pool. You see the shorts liquidations into the first candle, so you'd see more liquidations in this new region we attack up here, but the one that comes down into this is definitely a new long pool. Currently session delta is break even. We're not at imbalance to either side right now, so they're engineering both sides to create an imbalance, more short imbalance right now of negative 150, as they try to give a sense or impression of fatigue at that fair value gap. And people try to dollar cost average their shorts, thinking for a little bit of a bounce, and it's just not happening. It's just like, okay, we'll take your money for a ride, whatever you want to do. whatever you want. You want a dollar cost average 200, 300, 400, 5, 6, 7, 800 contracts here, okay, be my guest.
Fatality.
And that's what the liquidity dragon laughs at. It laughs at your emotion. And I've been there. I know the exact feeling. I've been that trader that's like hoping for a miracle, which is why remaining flat is the smartest position, because they can't touch you when you're flat. I mean, and then if you sense a trend like this and you're trying to catch a bigger move, and I switched that stop loss to a wider one and took it for, you know, what the dragon was going to give, maybe you're here for it sometimes. That's been my problem, was I had my I was in scalper mode, and then I had to know when to take off my shorts and like my scalper pants and put on the intraday pants for that 170 tick move. That's going to be a little bit more experiential as we go forward, knowing when to trust this larger move to play. Coming back to a trend dot here, so let's see. Yeah, you don't want to really like trade against the trend. I've learned that the hard way. You want to wait for a shift of the structure first, really. These trend dots, this angle of the cloud starting to taper ever so slightly, but this 1 minute still has power. You bozo, those things don't work on water unless you got power. Can you guess the movie reference? Watch this. Hey McFly, you bozo, those boards don't work on water unless you got power. Alright, so we're at the halfway point of the hour. This could just keep ripping to the upside. I'm not seeing any abatement in the cloud just yet. I wouldn't touch that short with the 10-foot pole right now. Even though you're getting slight bearish divergence, it's just taking the shorts for a squeeze. Squeeze me, please. 600 positive for the session now. Trend dots just holding. Just this upward angle. Hopefully no one's out there building a short position because, you know, we just reclaimed 300. The next zone we have at 402 is another fair value gap, so we could go all the way to 400 today. Only regret is not keeping that conviction here on this added long down here. So we were seeing this thing down here, and then we entered prematurely. We should have known better that they would just like rip it right there. They should have had a little bit more dance going on first, and we could have been a little bit more frugal in the thought process. And then we could have waited for the reclaim of the cloud and then just taken that up. We'll just post that there anyway because the theory was correct, even though we personally did not take that for whatever it was. We'll just look at it later. That cloud bounce idea, boom. Okay. Don't need bull flags here. Got the math and the momentum and all that, the volume on your side. It draws that stuff for you. It just makes the formation and the bullish divergence for you, so you don't have to guess. No guessing required. Momentum dot to the upside on the sub time frames, fingers aligned to the subatomic on these, to the surge to the upside here. Who's in along, man? Somebody share their trades. What's everyone doing? And by the way, this indicator link in the description is this Momentum Master Beauty here. The trend cloud and the baselines are bread and butter. Stochastic array sometimes providing assistance on the scalping ideas. Okay, so coming back to 310. Let's go see what the ATOS dragged in. Now 1,000 buy-side imbalance as they squeeze the shorts into their buy-side liquidation points. Let's go have some pomegranate water. Pomegranate vinegar. It's yummy. What is that called? It's like this one. I think it's this. No, but it's not that brand. It is this one. Pomegranate water. You add a little bit of this to your water. It's pretty good. They got different flavors. They got citrus. They got pomegranate. They got peach. They got raspberry. It's vinegar, so you can stay alkaline. It's pretty good. You can get it on Amazon. There you go. Pineapple, pomegranate, peach, grape. All sorts of flavors. Micho, I think they call it. Micho. Add a little spritz to your water and it makes your water taste good. And low calorie. Yum yum. How's everyone doing? I'd like to hear some people say something so I'm not speaking into the void. Speak into the void. Hello? 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 Is anybody there? Hello? Can you hear me? Where am I? Excuse me? What's going on? Whoa, where am I? Where is everyone? Am I alone in this abyss? Sorry, I had to liven it up a little bit. I'm by myself, you know. It feels like I'm by myself. Alright, so we're so far apart from the trend dots. This is crazy. We're just super bullish. Super bullish right now. Just given the shorts. I just wish I had remained in that ad there off the super trend. Oh well. Can't catch 'em all. Knowing me, the time I would add up in this region would be the time where it just goes so that's why I don't do it. Like that was your opportunity in my mind. And you never know, that could have been the dump that came down too. You never know. Let's go look at the 32 bar and just see if there's something on the on this that we're missing here in terms of like zones, liquidity zones. There's nothing in the data that I can look back on, but there are some levels, pivot levels and whatnot up at 35. Some point coming down into this little bit of happiness would make sense, wouldn't it? Coming back below the trend dot on the 32nd for the first time in a while would make sense to come back further into the 300 to retest it. I always have your show on. Don't comment normally because I can play in a mobile sometimes. Wow, thanks, effing book. Nice to know. Glad you are with us. Even though I can't see your face or hear your voice, it's good to know you're there. No, seriously, it is. I'm glad to have every single one of you with me on this journey. It's a funny one. It's a funny one, that's for sure. Doing Bitcoin and NQ, it's just you know, it's not that difficult to stream. You know, if I did not have a 9-to-5, this would be easy peasy. You know, it's just a matter of like mustering the strength after a long day's work and having a family and everything to do that again. But I would be doing this anyway alone, so I might as well just do it on the stream, you know. Trade live. Screw it, we'll do it live. And yesterday was a little bit of a like eaten crow day, but we'll have other days which are positive like today, so it's all good. Gotta move forward. It'd be nice if we had a little bit of blessing in the universe for people to promote and or, you know, give a shout out to the channel, the algorithm, something. Because we're, you know, doing it every day. We're not stopping. We won't stop. I refuse. I'm stubborn that way. Coming back above the trend dots, possibly going for higher. Just like can't get enough. Just can't get enough. The bullish super trend holding from back here, just straight up bullish. 1 minute one has been holding since beginning of the open, really. You had that bullish divergence leading into the open on the 1 minute, and then it just held that cloud on the 4, and boom. We're still good on the super trend here at 291. As long as you hold 291, you're still kind of bullish here. I mean, it's not even kinda, you are. Let's go give a quick gander at BTC. Sometimes they're inversely related, ironically, but not today. It looks like you're getting a little bit of a bounce here. Whoa. Wait, what? So we talked about possibly getting a rejection off of that fib level and then coming lower. We came down to that pool. We were saying look out for that cloud bounce. We got the cloud bounce rejection. We were saying overall bearish. So we got both to play out. We had no idea what was going to happen in 12 hours, but basically nailed the up and down. Looks like you're getting a 786 bounce right now on BTC. $786 bounceroo, and you're starting to get a cross down event of the 1 minute kind. 30-second and 1 minute baselines now starting to suppress the price, starting to put their little cosmic suppression on the price here, where the wickage just can't muster the strength to get above it and potentially come lower. You had a hidden bullish that played out off the trend dot. How much longer can you go? How long can you go? Looks like any dip is going to be on any dip is going to be like most likely a squeeze up here. You're still not getting indecision on the Heikin Ashi on the 4 minute. So the reason why do I have the 4 minute here in Heikin Ashi and the rest in regular candles? Well, I like to see the wicks and where the rejections are. I know what they mean. I like the regular candles over here and here for my entries, and then the Heikin Ashi lets me know just where indecision starts to form. Now I can guess and know what opens and closes and highs and lows do, but this just ultimately sets it in stone on the 4 minute. So we're starting to create that indecision here as we reject the trend dot, and you could aggressively entry, but you never know. So you wait for that bearish retest. And what do I mean by that? Well, if you started to, I was showing somebody the other day at my house for a perfect entry. Like you see this cloud, it starts to break, and then you come beneath it, and then you come back above, and then you come lower. So like there would be your like ideal. And then most likely that's going to be your fair value gap recovery, and then blah blah blah, bada bing, bada boom. And then if you go like this, you could just take this from high to low, whatever, and then it's like some sort of weird Fibonacci level 2, like an equilibrium. You know, it just does what it does, you know what I mean? And you're getting that 6 time frames overbought goodness appearing again, which would notify your phone with the dynamic alert system like this. Like that. Boom. Just letting you know if you're on the go, out shopping, just like, 6 time frames overbought. What is that? Oh, let's go take a look. Getting the bounce off the cloud, which is why you wouldn't do that first. And you're still holding the trend dot on the 1 minute. It's just bullish. It's just like, no way I would short it yet. As soon as they come back in any sell side, they're just like, okay, that's enough. All right, we did our quota. Can we keep going now? And this is your idea. Ooh. Ooh, getting some acceleration to the downside that we see. Starting to come back to that 300 possibility, which brings with it the cloud starting to taper here on the 32nd. You're now getting a do not enter long symbol on the subatomic 1 minute. Not getting flying away on the momentum just yet. And we are approaching the last 12 minutes of the hour, where I will bid you adieu and leave you to it. Let me go ahead and mark that off for you. 2 hours is a decent stream of live trading. We took, once again, 8 trades. I believe 4 of them were correct, but the only ones that mattered were the long 170 tick long play off the cloud shift recovery of this region. Seeing this cloud hold and start to shift to the upside here was the insinuation play off the trend cloud. And what is the trend cloud, you say? Well, it is the volume weighted cloud formula, which expands and thins according to the amount of volume present in the asset. And so yeah, that's what we were looking at. And yeah, let's see this bearish retest of the trend dot. Looks like we're coming lower here, kind of breaking that idea here. We were talking about this idea of the cloud shift. I'm just not really keen on it with all the bullishness, but there's got to be a point where it goes and gives you something, right? So we'd expect some sort of bounce back up. We were talking about you come back down, you come back up, and then you possibly come down into these regions. We already reclaimed this pool, so we're going to delete that. And so if you see a rejection at this point, or even at this point, and it turns into a wick, you know what's coming. At least for a short-term short. Although I wouldn't be, I'm not in anything, but hey, we might just pull the trigger if it does reject here. Let's go ahead and see what let's go see what it's doing, you know? Buys, 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 a lot of buys. These are new longs here, reaccumulating. Creating some bearish divergence too, if it makes new highs. You're already kind of negating the B idea by coming up to the previous A level, which means it's making a C. There's a certain level that it needs to come to, about the halfway point of the A. Otherwise, it's just going to make a C back up. So unless it starts to fade at the halfway point of the A down, then it's kind of like not a B wave. The opposite, it's the B is here and then the C is going higher. Starting to get the money stack on the 32nd here as we come up higher. This could be your extended M idea if you're getting the bearish divergence play entering the end of the hour here. Let's go see what the contracts are saying. 1,000 in buy side imbalance now for the session. 600 in that candle up in the last 2 minutes. 600 buy side taken and or induced. And you still don't really have indecision. You're getting a bull hammer here on the 4 minutes, so you don't want to fight against that right to the face. You want that indecision into the short in your favor. No indecision. The last indecision was back here, which is why we're looking. This indecision shifted into a bull hammer. But ultimately, you're starting to get, ooh, we're running out of... Put that outro song on. Hopefully we don't get copyright struck. Alright, so as we approach the end, we'll play you out here with this nice track. Okay. Bearish divergence as we make higher highs and lower highs on the oscillator here on the 30-second. Same with the 1 minute. As the stacks abate, probably going to come lower beneath the trend dots here, or drift higher and higher and higher. I'll tell you what, I'll take a little bit of a baby short here. We'll see. Baby short for the win? No? 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 Maybe not? 9? You give me 5 out of 9 to kick us off here. No acceleration? You're going to give me no acceleration? No love? No? No? You're going to accelerate in my face? It's a little baby one. Alright, well, we'll just monitor it from here. So we're watching the trend dot fail on the 30-second, and the money stacks abate here. This is an aggressive short as the trend cloud thins. On the 30-second is what we're looking to see break and break the trend dot of the cross down event in alignment with the 1 minute here. I'd love to see this accelerate some more further down, secure that 22 tick victory. There we go. And then that's victory. That's all we need. Small little victories here and there, and ooh, acceleration. Daddy like. Alright, so that was 5 for 9. Right at the top of the hour. Boom! So we'll post that chart with each trade for you guys to look at later in the group. And there you go. Bearish divergence, locked in and loaded. Cross down event confirmed. And you can still get that bearish retest and continuation. I don't know, but we're not in the trade right now. We are flat either way. Because we just take it as it comes. Unless we see a bigger move on the horizon like that 4 minute pad earlier. I don't know what's in store for this. It could dump all the way back down to the 4 minute cloud at 239. Remember what I said, we break out of the cloud, we come back and we kiss it. We might come all the way back and kiss that. Maybe not immediately, we might meander around and then come back, but that's what happens. You come back, you kiss the cloud. It would be rude not to. Even if you bearishly break it, it's like, how rude, you passed by me without saying hello, kiss me. And you kiss and go. The cloud kiss, ladies and gentlemen. A volume weighted cloud formula. Check it out. Much better performance than yesterday. Yesterday kind of sucked my huevos. And we're starting to get a cross down on the 4 minute here and the indecision candle here. And approaching the last 3 minutes. Bearishly retesting the trend cloud perhaps. Acceleration, no, maybe not so easy. Let's go see what the ATOS says for itself. Stopped out about 283 sell side there. Still 1,000 buy side imbalance for the session as we surged up. Created more buy side inefficiency there. Buy side imbalance, sell side inefficiency. BC, whatever it's called these days. The new terms I can't keep up with. But that's why we look at the ATOS here on the right. ATOS is also a link in the description. You can get a 14-day free trial. I can show you how to set this up. You can just go back and look at what I put in here. These are indicators. I'll show you what the indicators are. They have cumulative delta volume, color bar open, cluster statistics. The cluster statistics is what we're looking at. We got VWAP, TWAP there, and depth of market to show all of these, what's inside the candles. So we don't guess. We can see the momentum, but then we can see what's actually inside the candles, inside that momentum, what was being induced. So it takes the guessing out of it. So the 1 minute cloud is still mighty thick. So waiting for this, that was a 30-second play. Do you see the 1 minute play start to subside? It could go sideways and chop up and go up and down a little bit and let this 1 minute fade out a little bit as people take their profits and trim into the hourly close here. But we could surge up some more, which is why we are flat as a board now. But we're getting that indecision on the 4 minute, and the cross down event is confirmed. So at some point we can go up to spike down and see this bearish divergence play out on the 1 minute too. We'll see. We will see, mon ami. But we will not be online to see it with you. So be careful and trade safe and enjoy yourselves. And we will bid you adieu with the hourly close in how many seconds? 35 seconds. All right. Once again, if you want some nice flavored water, you can get this Micho Japanese vinegar. It's pretty nice. They have it at Costco here in Japan. It's quite nice. I don't know if they have it in America, but all right, on that note, thank you for coming on into the live and sharing your essence with me in this eternal moment of which we all share an inextricable and inexorable part. Thank you for doing your part, for coming on in each and every day, and we'll do the same, bringing the fire, the accuracy, the precision, all that fun stuff, and we'll catch you on the flip side. Peace.